You ever get that feeling where you're so busy planning to do something, you never actually get around to doing it? Well, today we're going to dive into a story that gets right to the heart of that feeling. It's called The Parable of the Over-Prepared Traveler. And this quote right here, it sets the stage perfectly. We all crave safety, right? It's human nature. But what happens when that very desire to be safe ends up trapping you? When it becomes its own kind of prison?
I think we've all been there. You're standing on the edge of something new, something big. Maybe a new career, a new relationship, a big move. But you hesitate. You tell yourself, I'm just not ready yet. I need a bit more time, a better plan. You're waiting for that perfect moment to start.
And that's the big question, isn't it? What if this whole idea of being perfectly ready is just a myth? What if it's not a smart strategy, but actually a trap that keeps us stuck? Well, the story we're about to explore has a pretty powerful take on that. Okay, so let's meet the hero of our story. His name is An, and An has this incredible dream. He wants to reach the beautiful Golden City, which is just on the other side of a mountain range. Now, An lives by a single, simple rule. A smart person prepares for everything.
On the surface, his plan sounds pretty smart, doesn't it? He says, I'll leave as soon as I'm fully ready. So he sits down and starts making a list of every possible thing that could go wrong on his journey. And for every potential problem, he's going to pack a solution. He's determined to leave absolutely nothing to chance.
And this is where things get interesting. All of Alan's little what-ifs start to become, well, a very real, very physical burden. He gets this huge backpack, and every single item he puts in it is an answer to a fear he has about the future.
First step, he thinks about the mountain peaks. What if it gets freezing cold? What if there's a freak snowstorm? So into the bag goes a super thick, incredibly heavy fur coat. Just like that, an imaginary problem becomes a real physical weight.
Next, the fear of starvation. What if I can't find any food out there? What if I'm lost for weeks? So he packs pounds of dried meat and 5 heavy bags of grain. You can just feel that backpack getting heavier with every single worry. And what about the weather? He imagines a terrible storm rolling in, leaving him stranded. His solution? A huge, bulky, waterproof canvas tent. He's literally carrying an entire shelter on his back for a storm that, right now, only exists in his head.
And of course, there's the fear of danger. For wild animals, he packs a heavy iron sword. Afraid of falling off a cliff? In goes a long, thick coil of rope. Getting lost in the dark? A lantern and bottles of oil. By the time he's done, his bag is a fortress. It's got a solution for every disaster he could possibly dream up. He feels perfectly prepared. So, the big day arrives. An is finally ready. He straps on this monstrous backpack, takes a deep breath, and he tries to stand up. He pushes with every ounce of his strength, but he can only manage one single, wobbly step before the sheer weight of it all crushes him right back against the wall. He is completely, utterly paralyzed by the weight of his own safety. So, just as An is sitting there, totally defeated, an old man happens to walk by. He's also heading to the Golden City, but he represents a completely different philosophy, a totally different way of making the journey.
And man, the difference between these two is just night and day. On one side, you've got Agilan. He's prepared, but he's paralyzed, surrounded by this mountain of gear. And on the other side, you have the old man. He's carrying almost nothing, but he's light, he's free, and he's actually moving. So the old man just starts dismantling An's fears one by one. For every single what-if An throws at him about the future, the old man just hits back with a simple question about the present. The sword for the wolves? Is a wolf attacking you now? The tent for the storm? Is it raining right now? He just keeps pulling every single one of those future fears back into today's reality. And this is where he hits him with the big insight. He tells An, you are confusing preparation with prediction. See, An wasn't just preparing. He was trying to predict and solve every single possible future. And as the old man explains, nobody is strong enough to carry the weight of 1,000 possible futures.
And that right there, that's the real lesson. See, true readiness isn't about having a prepackaged solution for every problem before it even exists. It's about trusting that you are smart enough, that you are resourceful enough to figure things out when they actually happen. It's about trusting your future self instead of trying to burden your present self with everything.
Okay, so our hero, Aeon, he gets it. He unpacks that giant bag, takes only what he needs for the day ahead, and he finally begins his journey. He's light, he's free, and he deals with problems as they come. And this is the part where the story stops being about Aeon and starts being about us.
Because these what-if questions on the screen, that's our heavy sword. That's our bulky tent. Each one of those worries is a heavy piece of grain we carry around in our own mental backpacks. And they exhaust us before we've even taken a single step. We think we're being responsible, but all we're really doing is paralyzing ourselves.
So how do we unpack this thing? Well, we can use the old man's trick. The next time you feel stuck or overwhelmed, just stop. Identify the specific worry, and then ask yourself that one simple question. Is this problem actually happening right now? And if the answer is no, give yourself permission to put that weight down. Focus only on the one real step you can take today.
And this is really the core takeaway. Stop draining all your energy trying to solve tomorrow's imaginary problems. You only need to carry what's essential for today. Your strength is for living your life now, not for fighting shadows in the future.
You know, this final line from the story, it just sums it all up so perfectly. We spend so much time and energy fearing all the challenges out there in the world, but so often, the heaviest, scariest monsters are the ones we packed ourselves.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. As you go about your week, take a look inside your own mental backpack. What are you carrying around that you don't really need for today? And more importantly, what could you accomplish if you finally decided to put it down?